Hi, my name is Bethany. I work on the talent buying team and artist relations team for BottleRock, and I've been working with them for almost 9 years. Our lovely marketing team gave me this big bottle of wine full of a bunch of questions, so I'm going to answer some of them for you. It says, what is something you think fans would be surprised to know about booking festivals? That it's not fully up to us. We work directly with agents and reach out to them with offers for all of your favorite artists, all of my favorite artists, and they say yes or no, and that's pretty much how it goes. What's your you'd never believe it if I told you story from working the festival? What I'm going to say is that it is a full-time job. That is probably the number one question people ask me, which is funny to me, but probably before I worked for the company, I wouldn't really know how long it takes to plan and build out a festival and book a lineup. So yeah, we work all year round. We start booking the lineup probably over a year before it actually comes out, but it's like a wedding. You don't just plan a wedding in a month. Oh, that one came out. Oh, two. Do artists hang out backstage all weekend, or do they just come for their sets? Really just depends on the artist's schedule. So sometimes they're just flying in for the show and they have another show to go to. Or if they're on tour and they happen to have an off day, then yeah, a lot of bands do hang out for the entire weekend, which is really cool because BottleRock is such a fun time that they want to continue hanging out with us, which we love. What's the wildest fan theory you've seen about who might play? Our lovely marketing team has been doing hints about the lineup leading up to the lineup release, and we were teasing it was BB Rexa, but because there was a B, people thought it was Beyonce, which, I mean, we'd all love Beyonce to be there, so Beyonce, hit me up. Thank you very much. In my dreams. Do fans ever correctly guess who's on the lineup before the announcement? All the time. Yeah, they're really good at reading tour schedules and coming up with theories, and we get a good amount of people who are 100% correct, which is wild to me. I'm like, are you in my inbox? What's going on? Which artists have we booked that you were personally most excited for? I have a great story. So, our Lord and Savior, Billy motherfucking Strings, obviously. I had the pleasure of seeing him back in 2018 at the Mystic Theater with a group of my friends they were doing like a floral installation on the stage, and we all went to go see that, obviously, and the band. Maybe 150, 200 people in the room. It's such an incredible set. Fan for life after that, and I've seen him upwards of like 10 times at this point now. So yeah, after that show, I was pretty much harassing my bosses every year for the next like 5 years, being like, Billy Strings, like, come on, let's get him, he's great. Finally, fast forward 2023, sent an offer, he confirmed, and I could not have been more excited. Love Billy Strings, so shout out Billy Strings. Who is the nicest artist you've worked with? They're all nice. There's so many of them, but like Ed Sheeran was incredible to work with. His entire team was awesome. Noah Kahan, in the same vein, like lovely, lovely artist. He actually played in 2022. Where can fans submit booking recommendations for the festival? Anywhere. Comment sections, Reddit. We have an info@ account that forwards them on to the appropriate people. I read all the comments, so I know exactly who you guys want. And you hurt my feelings. Just kidding. Do you know in advance when artists are going to bring a surprise guest on stage? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Usually is quite a last minute thing when it does happen, but yeah, if there's like a bigger collaboration going on, they will make it known to us ahead of time just because we have to sort out like credentials and things along those lines. It really just depends. What's the biggest last minute save you've seen before a set started? Back in 2021, Guns N' Roses were performing. Pink actually came to the festival that year, and I believe it was kind of a last minute thing that she was gonna go up on stage with them. I got a call that she needed her in-ear monitors and they were on her way, so I was chatting with the person driving the vehicle. I had to meet them out on Silverado Trail, and this was all like maybe 10 minutes before like the band was about to go on. So I was running to go meet them to grab the in-ear monitors, running back to the stage to get them on stage. Do you read the comments on lineup announcements? Every last one. All of them. every single one, especially the mean ones. Keep them coming. Please don't. I'm a Cancer. Do you consider fan requests when booking? Of course we do. That's pretty much one of the I'd say maybe the number one thing that we think about. Obviously, like I said, I read all the comments, so I see everyone that you are commenting on, and I'm like, yes, I agree. We want them. We want all the little pop girlies. Yeah, I'm on your side. I would love to book all of those lovely people, but sometimes they're not available. But we do try. So keep that in mind before you leave your lovely, nice comments. I get bands commenting sometimes on my social media or like messaging me in my DMs sometimes. What is the highest quote you've ever seen to book a headlining act? Can't give you specific numbers, as much as I'm sure you would love to know, but there's a few zeros and then add a few more. And yeah. What's the first step when you start building a new lineup? Well, I think about all the people I want to book, and I do that. Just kidding. It is a little bit about like who we think would be a great fit for the festival, and so we start brainstorming ideas. We reach out to agents just to see who would be available to play the following year. It's a very fun process. It is, I do mean that. Hey, a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. Sips tea. How do you decide the order of the ad mat? Obviously the headliners go up top. It's a lot of negotiations with agents. It's not really up to us in which order we want them to go. There's so many factors at play of like, well, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty because that's just not very fun. Then we just throw them on there. And that's it. We have no idea what we're doing. What do you think about that one? But yeah, beyond like headliners and counter headliners and whatnot, we just take into account where they're at within like our region of the Bay Area and like how popular they are there. And there's so many factors at play, and the agents do help us out a lot in where we should bill each band. What is one of the most unusual things you've ever seen requested on a rider? There's a lot of unusual requests on riders. After we book bands, we get the contracts and their riders sometimes, and I go through every single one of them with a fine-tooth comb because I am interesting like that and would love to see what they have requested. And sometimes they're just pretty straightforward, but on other occasions we get requests for like puppies or random drinks that no one can find or beer pong, things along those lines, which we do fulfill, believe it or not. More on that coming soon. What is the funniest comment you've ever seen on a lineup announcement? Well, my favorite from one of our lineup announcements was, whoever made this lineup, your mom's a hoe. And I did send that to my mom. So think about that next time. And I loved it, so. And whoever threw that pen, your mom's a hoe. Have you ever fought hard to book an artist you really believe in? Oh, all the time. I feel like that's my job. I'm the youngest one on the booking team, so I feel like I do have a little bit more insight onto what people are into because I'm chronically online. And yeah, I've fought for so many artists to be on the lineup, and as I mentioned earlier, sometimes it takes 5 years for them to be convinced, or sometimes they're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And then we do it, and it's really cool. Which artists have the highest standards for their show? Not to give that answer, but I think all of them do. Like obviously the headliners and counter headliners and whatnot, like they all have huge production that we love to build out for them, and it really adds to the festival experience and the experience during the sets. I mean, it's hard just to pick one because like you can't be a musician and not care about what your show is looking like, and that's probably one of my favorite parts of this job actually, is seeing how much the artists care about what their performances look like, and in tandem like how much we care about what our festival looks like and the experience for the fans. So not to give a non-answer there, but yeah, I think all of them care or else they wouldn't be there. It's a relationship. Oh, and then there was Muse, who did some confetti, which technically wasn't allowed, but it made for one of the most iconic moments at the festival. And in the same vein, but Billy Joe Armstrong, he was up there acoustic playing Good Riddance, and the other band members joined him on stage, and they were throwing confetti out of a bucket because they were not permitted to put confetti onto the green because it's a lot of cleanup. It is compostable, which is a really great thing. Shout out Lisa Pond. But it's still like when they're a Friday artist, you know. Oh goodness. How many offers do you send to get one confirmation? A multitude of answers behind this one. So sometimes we can send an offer, they accept it right away and we're locked in, but sometimes we can send 10, 15 offers and it's not the right time for that artist to play BottleRock, whether they're on tour or they're working on new music. So it really just depends on the artist. Yeah, you'd be surprised at how many offers we send before we actually get an entire lineup put together. How far in advance do you start working on the lineup? Typically, like January, February of the year prior. So for 2026, we started working on it in, I believe, February of this last year. Up until December, hopefully we get it done a little bit before that so we can enjoy our holiday season. But yeah, you know, it's the music business. Everything happens at the last second. Well, this has been very fun. Hopefully I answered all of your questions, and if I didn't, let's move on. Lineup's coming out soon, so positive reviews only, and hope to see you in the comments. This has been Disney Channel. Goodbye. Can't believe it's not butter.